These tasty recipes are perfect for promoting a good night's sleep. Our first recipe is herb-crusted rack of lamb, a sophisticated and flavorful dish that's sure to impress at any dinner table. The tender lamb is coated with a fragrant blend of fresh herbs, garlic, and breadcrumbs, creating a golden, crispy crust that locks in the natural juices and enhances the flavor of the meat. This dish is perfect for special occasions or a cozy evening meal. Let's begin. Start by preparing the rack of lamb. You will need 1 rack of lamb, about 1.5 pounds, trimmed of excess fat. If your butcher hasn't already done so, use a sharp knife to clean the bones, a process called Frenching, for more elegant presentation. Pat the lamb dry with paper towels, then season generously with salt and freshly ground black pepper on both sides. Next, prepare the herb crust mixture. In a small bowl, combine 1 cup of fresh breadcrumbs, 2 tablespoons of finely chopped parsley, 1 tablespoon of chopped rosemary, 1 tablespoon of chopped thyme, 3 cloves of garlic minced, and 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. Add 3 tablespoons of olive oil and stir until the mixture is well combined and slightly moist. This will help the crust adhere to the lamb and bake to a golden perfection. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius. While the oven is heating, sear the lamb. Heat 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a large oven-safe skillet over medium-high heat. Once the oil is hot, place the lamb in the skillet, fat side down. Sear for 2-3 minutes, or until the fat is golden brown and crisp. Turn the lamb over and sear for an additional 1-2 minutes on the other side. Remove the lamb from the skillet and set it aside to cool slightly. With the lamb slightly cooled, brush the fat side generously with Dijon mustard. This helps the herb crust stick to the meat and adds a tangy depth of flavor. Press the breadcrumb mixture firmly onto the mustard-coated side of the lamb, ensuring an even layer of crust. Transfer the lamb, crust side up, to the oven-safe skillet, or a baking dish if preferred. Place it in the preheated oven and roast for 15-20 minutes, or until the crust is golden brown and the lamb reaches your desired level of doneness. For medium rare, aim for an internal temperature of 125 degrees Fahrenheit, 52 degrees Celsius, in the thickest part of the meat. Use a meat thermometer for the best results. Keep in mind that the lamb will continue to cook slightly after being removed from the oven. Once the lamb is done, remove it from the oven and tent it loosely with aluminum foil. Let it rest for 10 minutes. Resting allows the juices to redistribute, ensuring a tender and flavorful result. To serve, slice the lamb between the bones into individual chops and arrange them on a serving platter. Garnish with sprigs of fresh rosemary or thyme for an elegant touch. For a complete meal, pair the herb-crusted lamb with roasted potatoes, sautéed green beans, or a crisp green salad. A side of creamy mashed potatoes or a rich red wine reduction can also elevate the dish. For variations, try experimenting with the crust by adding grated Parmesan cheese for a nutty, savory flavor or crushed pistachios for a unique, crunchy twist. You can also incorporate other herbs like mint or basil for a fresh take on the classic recipe. Leftovers can be stored in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 3 days. To reheat, place the lamb in a preheated oven at 300 degrees Fahrenheit, 150 degrees Celsius, for about 10 minutes or until warmed through. Be careful not to overheat, as this can dry out the meat. Herb-crusted rack of lamb is a stunning and flavorful dish that's as impressive as it is delicious. The combination of tender, juicy meat and a crisp, aromatic crust makes it a standout choice for any occasion. Whether you're hosting a dinner party or enjoying a quiet evening at home, this dish is sure to delight your taste buds and leave a lasting impression. Our second recipe is spinach and artichoke lasagna, a creamy and comforting dish that's perfect for a cozy family dinner or a special occasion. Layers of tender lasagna noodles, creamy ricotta, flavorful spinach, and artichokes are baked to golden perfection, creating a hearty meal that's packed with flavor. This vegetarian delight is sure to please everyone at the table. Let's begin. Start by preparing the spinach and artichoke filling. You will need 10 ounces of fresh spinach or a 10-ounce package of frozen spinach, thawed and well drained. If using fresh spinach, sauté it in a large skillet over medium heat with 1 tablespoon of olive oil until wilted. Let the spinach cool, then squeeze out any excess moisture and chop it roughly. Next, prepare the artichokes. Use a 14-ounce can of artichoke hearts, drained and chopped into bite-sized pieces. Alternatively, you can use frozen artichokes, thawed and patted dry. Combine the spinach and artichokes in a large bowl. For the creamy ricotta mixture, in a separate bowl, mix 16 ounces of ricotta cheese, 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese, 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 1 large egg, and 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Add salt and pepper to taste. Stir the mixture until smooth, then fold in the prepared spinach and artichokes. Now, prepare the bechamel sauce. In a medium saucepan, melt 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter over medium heat. Once melted, whisk in 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and cook for 2 minutes until golden and bubbling. Gradually, whisk in 3 cups of whole milk, stirring constantly to avoid lumps. Bring the sauce to a simmer and cook until thickened, about 5 minutes. Season with a pinch of nutmeg, salt, and pepper to taste. Set the sauce aside. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 degrees Celsius. While the oven is heating, assemble the lasagna. You will need 12 lasagna noodles, cooked according to the package instructions and drained. If you prefer, you can use no-boil noodles for convenience. To assemble, spread a thin layer of the bechamel sauce on the bottom of a 9x 13-inch baking dish. Place a layer of lasagna noodles over the sauce, slightly overlapping the edges. Spread 1/3 of the spinach and artichoke ricotta mixture over the noodles, followed by a layer of bechamel sauce. Repeat this process 2 more times, ending with a layer of noodles topped with the remaining bechamel sauce. Sprinkle 1 cup of shredded mozzarella and 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan over the top for a golden, bubbly finish. Cover the dish tightly with aluminum foil and bake in the preheated oven for 30 minutes. Remove the foil and bake for an additional 15-20 minutes, or until the top is golden and bubbling. If you like a more deeply browned top, broil the lasagna for the last 2-3 minutes, keeping a close eye to avoid burning. Once the lasagna is done, remove it from the oven and let it rest for at least 10 minutes before slicing. This allows the layers to set and makes serving easier. For a complete meal, serve the spinach and artichoke lasagna with a side of garlic bread and a crisp green salad. A glass of white wine, such as Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc, pairs wonderfully with the creamy, cheesy flavors of this dish. For variations, you can add sautéed mushrooms or roasted red peppers to the ricotta mixture for extra flavor. If you prefer a lighter version, use part-skim ricotta and mozzarella, or swap the bechamel for a marinara sauce for a tomato-based alternative. Leftovers can be stored in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 3 days. reheat individual portions in the microwave or warm the entire dish in a 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 degrees Celsius. Oven for 20 minutes until heated through. Spinach and artichoke lasagna is a delicious, crowd-pleasing dish that combines creamy layers of cheese, tender vegetables, and perfectly cooked pasta. Whether you're serving it for a weeknight dinner or a holiday gathering, this comforting recipe is sure to be a hit with family and friends alike. Our third recipe is Thai green curry with chicken, a vibrant and aromatic dish that's both comforting and full of bold flavors. Tender chicken and fresh vegetables are simmered in a rich, creamy green curry sauce, creating a satisfying meal that's perfect for weeknight dinners or a special gathering. Let's begin. Start by preparing the chicken and vegetables. You will need 1 pound of boneless, skinless chicken thighs or breasts cut into bite-sized pieces. For the vegetables, use 1 cup of green beans, trimmed, 1 red bell pepper, thinly sliced, and 1 cup of sliced zucchini. You can also add mushrooms, baby corn, or bamboo shoots for variety. Set the chicken and vegetables aside. Next, prepare the curry base. In a large, deep skillet or wok, heat 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil over medium heat. Add 3 tablespoons of Thai green curry paste and cook for 2 minutes, stirring constantly until fragrant. Adjust the amount of curry paste based on your desired spice level. Once the curry paste is fragrant, stir in 1 can, 13.5 ounces of coconut milk. Bring the mixture to a gentle simmer, then add 1 cup of chicken broth. Stir well to combine, creating a smooth, creamy sauce. Add the chicken pieces to the skillet and stir to coat them in the sauce. Let the chicken simmer in the curry sauce for about 10 minutes, or until it is cooked through and tender. Stir occasionally to ensure even cooking. While the chicken is simmering, prepare the seasonings. Add 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, and the juice of 1 lime to the skillet. Taste the sauce and adjust the seasoning as needed. You can add more fish sauce for saltiness, sugar for sweetness, or lime juice for tanginess. Once the chicken is cooked, add the vegetables to the skillet. Stir well to coat the vegetables in the curry sauce. Simmer for an additional 7 minutes, or until the vegetables are tender but still crisp. If the curry sauce becomes too thick, add a splash of chicken broth or water to reach your desired consistency. For an extra burst of freshness, stir in a handful of fresh Thai basil leaves just before serving. The basil adds a fragrant, slightly peppery flavor that complements the curry perfectly. To serve, spoon the Thai green curry over steamed jasmine rice or basmati rice. Garnish with additional Thai basil leaves, sliced red chili for heat, or a drizzle of coconut cream for a creamy finish. For a complete meal, pair the curry with side dishes like spring rolls, papaya salad, or crispy shrimp. You can also serve it with naan or roti for a delicious way to soak up the flavorful sauce. For variations, you can swap the chicken for shrimp, tofu, or beef, depending on your preference. Vegetarians can use vegetable broth and omit the fish sauce, replacing it with soy sauce or tamari for a plant-based version. You can also experiment with different vegetables such as eggplant, broccoli, or snap peas to suit your taste. Leftovers can be stored in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 3 days. Reheat the curry gently on the stove or in the microwave, adding a splash of water or broth to refresh the sauce. Thai green curry with chicken is a rich, flavorful dish that perfectly balances spicy, savory, and tangy notes. The creamy coconut sauce, tender chicken, and fresh vegetables make this a satisfying and versatile meal that's sure to become a favorite at your table. Whether you're new to Thai cooking or a seasoned pro, this dish is an excellent choice for any occasion. Our fourth recipe is eggplant parmesan, a hearty and comforting Italian-American classic. Layers of crispy breaded eggplant, rich marinara sauce, and gooey melted cheese create a dish that's bursting with flavor and perfect for any dinner occasion. This vegetarian delight is a satisfying main course that will win over even the most devoted meat lovers. Let's begin. Start by preparing the eggplant. You will need 2 large eggplants sliced into 1 and 4-inch thick rounds. To reduce bitterness, sprinkle the slices with salt and let them sit on a paper towel-lined baking sheet for about 30 minutes. This process draws out excess moisture and improves the texture. After 30 minutes, rinse the slices under cold water and pat them dry with a clean kitchen towel. Next, prepare the breading station. In 1 shallow bowl, whisk together 2 large eggs with 2 tablespoons of water. In a separate shallow dish, combine 1 cup of breadcrumbs, 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and a pinch of salt and pepper. Dip each eggplant slice into the egg mixture, letting any excess drip off, then coat it thoroughly in the breadcrumb mixture. Place the breaded slices on a baking sheet. For a healthier twist, bake the breaded eggplant slices. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius. Arrange the slices in a single layer on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper and drizzle them lightly with olive oil. Bake for 20 minutes, flipping halfway through until golden brown and crispy. Alternatively, for a more traditional preparation, fry the eggplant in a skillet with hot vegetable oil until golden on both sides, then drain on paper towels. While the eggplant cooks, prepare the marinara sauce. In a medium saucepan, heat 2 tablespoons of olive oil over medium heat. Add 3 cloves of garlic, minced, and sauté for 30 seconds until fragrant. Stir in 3 cups of your favorite marinara sauce and let it simmer gently for 10 minutes. Add a pinch of red pepper flakes for heat or a handful of fresh basil for extra flavor if desired. Once the eggplant slices are ready, assemble the dish. Spread a thin layer of marinara sauce in the bottom of a 9x 13-inch baking dish. Arrange a single layer of breaded eggplant slices over the sauce, then top with more marinara, a sprinkle of grated Parmesan, and a handful of shredded mozzarella cheese. Repeat the layers, ending with a generous topping of marinara and mozzarella. Cover the dish with aluminum foil and bake in the preheated oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 degrees Celsius, for 25 minutes. Remove the foil and bake for an additional 10, 15 minutes, or until the cheese is bubbly and golden. For a more browned, crispy top, broil the dish for the last 2, 3 minutes, keeping a close eye to avoid burning. Once baked, let the eggplant parmesan rest for 10 minutes before serving. This allows the layers to set and makes it easier to slice. To serve, garnish with freshly chopped parsley or basil and a sprinkle of Parmesan. Pair it with a side of garlic bread, a simple green salad, or a side of spaghetti for a complete meal. A glass of Chianti or another medium-bodied red wine pairs wonderfully with the rich flavors of this dish. For variations, you can add a layer of ricotta cheese mixed with fresh herbs for extra creaminess, or include sautéed spinach for an added boost of greens. You can also swap the eggplant for zucchini or portobello mushrooms for a different take on this classic dish. Leftovers can be stored in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 3 days. To reheat, place the dish in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 degrees Celsius, for about 15 minutes or until warmed through. Individual portions can also be reheated in the microwave. Eggplant parmesan is a delicious and versatile dish that combines crispy textures with melty, cheesy goodness. Whether you're making it for a family dinner or a special gathering, this classic recipe is guaranteed to delight your guests and leave everyone asking for seconds. Our fifth recipe is crab cakes with remoulade sauce, a light yet indulgent dish that's perfect as an appetizer, lunch, or main course. Packed with sweet crab meat and flavored with a blend of herbs and spices, these golden, crispy cakes are complemented by a zesty and creamy remoulade sauce. Let's begin. Start by preparing the crab cake mixture. You will need 1 pound of lump crab meat, picked over to remove any shells. Place the crab meat in a large mixing bowl, being careful not to break up the chunks too much. Add 1/3 cup of breadcrumbs, 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, 1 egg, lightly beaten, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1 teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning, and 2 tablespoons of finely chopped fresh parsley. Gently fold the ingredients together until just combined. Be careful not to overmix, as you want to maintain the texture of the crab. Once the mixture is ready, shape it into small patties about 2.5 inches in diameter and 1 inch thick. This recipe makes about 8-10 cakes, depending on their size. Place the patties on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper and refrigerate them for at least 30 minutes. Chilling helps the cakes hold their shape while cooking. While the crab cakes are chilling, prepare the remoulade sauce. In a small bowl, combine 1/2 cup of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of capers, finely chopped, 1 teaspoon of hot sauce, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and 1 small garlic clove minced. Mix well, then cover and refrigerate until ready to serve. The sauce can be made ahead of time to allow the flavors to meld. To cook the crab cakes, heat 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil in a large skillet over medium heat. Once the oil is hot, carefully add the crab cakes, a few at a time, being careful not to overcrowd the pan. Cook for 3-4 minutes per side, or until golden brown and crispy. Transfer the cooked cakes to a plate lined with paper towels to drain any excess oil. If you prefer, the crab cakes can also be baked in a preheated oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius, for 12-15 minutes, flipping halfway through until golden and cooked through. To serve, arrange the crab cakes on a platter and drizzle with a little of the remoulade sauce. Garnish with lemon wedges, fresh parsley, or a sprinkle of Old Bay seasoning for an extra pop of flavor. For a complete meal, pair the crab cakes with a crisp green salad, roasted vegetables, or a side of coleslaw. They also go well with the toasted buns for a delicious crab cake sandwich, topped with lettuce, tomato, and a dollop of remoulade. For variations, you can swap the breadcrumbs for panko for a lighter texture, or add a touch of hot sauce or cayenne pepper to the mixture for a spicy kick. You can also experiment with different herbs like dill or chives to change the flavor profile. If you prefer a gluten-free version, use gluten-free breadcrumbs and check the labels on your other ingredients. Leftovers can be stored in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 2 days. Reheat the crab cakes in a skillet over medium heat or in a 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 degrees Celsius. Oven for about 10 minutes until warmed through and crispy. Crab cakes with remoulade sauce is a classic and versatile dish that showcases the sweet, delicate flavor of crab. Whether you're serving them as part of a festive spread or enjoying them as a simple weeknight meal, these flavorful cakes are sure to impress and delight your guests. Our sixth recipe is BBQ pulled pork sandwiches, a mouth-watering and hearty dish perfect for casual gatherings or a comforting family meal. Tender, slow-cooked pork is smothered in a tangy, smoky barbecue sauce and served on toasted buns for a classic sandwich that's packed with flavor. Let's begin. Start by preparing the pork. You will need a 4-pound pork shoulder, also known as pork butt, which is ideal for slow cooking due to its marbling and tenderness. Pat the pork dry with paper towels, then season it generously with a spice rub made from 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Rub the mixture all over the pork, ensuring it's evenly coated. Place the seasoned pork in a slow cooker. Add 1 cup of chicken broth, 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar, and 1/4 cup of your favorite barbecue sauce to the slow cooker. Cover and cook on low for 8, 10 hours, or on high for 4, 6 hours until the pork is fall-apart tender. While the pork is cooking, prepare the barbecue sauce. In a medium saucepan, combine 1 cup of ketchup, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1/3 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and a pinch of cayenne pepper for heat. Bring the mixture to a simmer over medium heat and cook for 10-15 minutes, stirring occasionally until the sauce thickens slightly. Taste and adjust the seasoning as needed, then set it aside to cool. Once the pork is cooked, remove it from the slow cooker and let it rest for a few minutes. Use 2 forks to shred the meat into bite-sized pieces, discarding any large pieces of fat. Skim any excess fat from the cooking liquid, then return the shredded pork to the slow cooker. Stir in the prepared barbecue sauce, reserving some for serving, and mix well to coat the pork. Let the pork cook on low for another 30 minutes to allow the flavors to meld. To assemble the sandwiches, toast your buns for extra texture and flavor. Slice 8 hamburger buns or brioche rolls in half and toast them lightly in a skillet or under the broiler until golden. Spoon a generous portion of the pulled pork onto the bottom half of each bun. Top with a crunchy coleslaw made from shredded cabbage, carrots, and a tangy dressing, if desired. Drizzle additional barbecue sauce over the pork for extra flavor, then top with the other half of the bun. For a complete meal, serve the sandwiches with sides like potato salad, baked beans, or corn on the cob. A crisp pickle spear and a handful of potato chips are also classic accompaniments that add a satisfying crunch. For variations, you can experiment with different barbecue sauces, such as a Carolina mustard-based sauce or a spicy Texas-style version. You can also add toppings like sliced jalapenos, pickled onions, or melted cheese for a twist on the traditional sandwich. For a gluten-free option, serve the pulled pork on gluten-free buns or over a baked sweet potato. Leftovers can be stored in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 3 days. Reheat the pulled pork gently in a skillet or in the microwave, adding a little extra barbecue sauce if needed to keep it moist. BBQ pulled pork sandwiches are a classic crowd pleaser that combines tender, flavorful meat with tangy, smoky sauce and soft, toasted buns. Whether you're hosting a backyard BBQ or enjoying a cozy night in, These sandwiches are a delicious and satisfying choice for any occasion.